So trading is obviously an activity that overall is a global activity. And if we are talking, that means is that when you buy or you sell, you are buying and selling based on that contract of price. Trading, we know there are no guarantees, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which level you are at. When you are trading, you are undergoing a risk activity.
We all get tired with how this industry works, especially when people get to promise you quick and fast returns on the stock markets. So I'm here to introduce you guys to our podcast channel, which will be sharing more information and will be providing you guidelines and also things that you need to understand if you are interested into forex trading. So guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm here with Mr. Letu Lushaba. Let me just give him his chance to introduce himself so that you guys can know him.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Maestro in the building. Letu Lushaba, your senior market analyst with HFM South Africa. Been trading for about 8 years now. Grateful to be on the podcast and happy to share my insights, bro.
How are you doing?
All good, my brother. What's up with you?
Ups and downs,
Okay.
like how the market works. So, listen, many people know how trading works,
Yeah.
but they do not understand the concept of trading.
Okay.
How can you speculate trading in terms of people who want to get inside the charts, but they do not have any understanding of what is going on inside the charts?
Okay, well, I would say number one, people should understand what trading is. Okay, so trading is obviously an activity that overall is a global activity. And if we are talking about HFM, we are a derivative CFD broker, right? So we give people the opportunities to trade contract for difference, and HFM is a third party that will allow you and give you access to these different assets, whether it's Forex, commodities, indices, stocks, cryptocurrencies, etc. Right? So when we're talking about trading, you're not actually owning the asset that you trade, but you are trading under contract for difference. So basically what that means is that when you buy or you sell, you are buying and selling based on that contract of price. So you are trading the price of the asset.
So I didn't actually get to understand what the term trading means.
Okay.
In the past 3 years of trading, I got inside trading in terms of like wanting to get rewarded quickly.
Sure.
So this is the mindset which I had when I got inside the market as a beginner.
Yeah.
So right now I'm trying to give someone an information on how they can change their mindset from beginner's mindset to like a pro or even like an expert when we get inside the charts. So right now I would like you to like share at least your experience and also give us in details how people can grow inside the charts.
All right, so just to give you a perspective on my trading journey, I've been trading for about 8 years, right?
Yeah.
And in the beginning, when I started trading, there wasn't as much information and education as there is now. So we were mainly speculating, learning, and growing how to trade for ourselves. Of course, taking a lot of losses and knocks along the way. It actually took me 3 years to make my first Forex withdrawal. Right, so from the markets, I can say it has been a roller coaster or a learning journey. The main thing that people need to understand is that trading is a skill. Just like swimming, just like riding a bike, just like driving, it's a skill that is learned and passed on. So I had to learn the skills of how to effectively trade and understand the market. And then from there, when I really attained the skills, I started to see results in terms of, what everyone wants, finance and, making withdrawals and profits, etc. But it all starts with the skill. If I have to throw you in a swimming pool and you don't know how to swim, anyone can drown, right?
True. But what I like about that is that each and everything that you do in life, it requires a risk.
Of course.
So you actually made a practical good example about you getting inside, tossing someone inside a swimming pool. When someone is being tossed inside a swimming pool, they do not know how deep or they don't even know what's inside that swimming pool.
Exactly.
So how can you define the risk when in terms of getting inside the charts?
So when it comes to risk in the markets, of course, that's the one thing as traders that we control. A lot of people think, we control how much money we make and we control how much profits that the market gives us. But the truth is, we don't control that. The market controls that. Only thing we control as traders is how we analyze the market, how we read the charts, and how we manage our risk. Right? So as soon as we get comfortable with the fact that trading is a risk on activity, the sooner that you realize that you need the right skills to manage that risk.
But how do you know? How can you identify if you're in like a proper trend of your skill? Because there are so many people who are teaching price action. Others
Okay.
are also like teaching trend lines.
Well, of course, the main thing is you got to do what works for you, right? Trading is the ultimate teacher when it comes to your own, beliefs and your own behaviors and habits. The markets will show you what your good habits are and what your bad habits are. Because when you have bad habits, it will reflect in your trading by you obviously taking losses, maybe blowing accounts, etc. And when you have good habits, it will also reflect in your trading by you compounding your profits, making withdrawals, and seeing that growth that all of us want. But what you need to understand as a trader, you need to do what works for you, mainly.
So things which will be working for me, am I regarded to give out consistent results, or am I am I even like that guaranteed that I'll bring out consistent results, or what? Because
So in trading, we know there are no guarantees, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which level you are at. When you are trading, you are undergoing a risk activity. So when we are undergoing risk, we already know that there's no guarantee of us earning a profit, and there's no guarantee that we'll even make a loss. All we need to know is that the market is the tool. A tool that will transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. So you need to develop the skills that you need to be able to get, access to the liquidity in the market, which is over how much? $10 trillion a day if we're adding up all the markets in the world that exist together.
Guys, it is crazy how people get to learn such skills in like 10 years, in 5 years. So in order for you to like shorten up your process, in order for you to like give yourself those consistent results, you do not have to go out there and look for a mentor who's going to charge you courses, expensive courses, like people who will be giving you out signals. They are not even guaranteed those signals. So come and join our podcast. Ask any question that you would like to know. Ask anything that you would want to grow as a trader, and also things that will be benefiting your skills, things that will be benefiting your edge. So right now, I would like to dwell much in the psychology part, because as traders, we mostly lack in psychology terms. So
For sure.
there are things which traders lack, like when they get inside the market, they want to full margin, they want to grow their account instantly, they want to see the results instantly. So these are the things which you need to avoid. So I'm going to ask related questions so that you guys can get proper information and how you can full margin your account, and how you can also trade on your daily basis. Having different and separate account can also like impact your trading journey. So let me hear him how he can advise us on like full margining in trading, and also how can we grow account with like multiple accounts actually.
So I do understand that a lot of people, when they come into the trading space, they want to see fast money or results in a short period of time.
Yeah.
And that's obviously the mindset that has brought about the full margin trading, because people want to see, one NFP or one CPI, they're just making a bunch of profits. And it is good that traders do want to take on risk during these times, because the markets are moving very aggressively. What we need to understand is no matter what you are doing, whether it's full margin, whether you're trading a large funded account, or whether you're trading a small account, you need to know how to manage the risk for you to actually see the profits long term, right? So I would say full margin is not a sustainable way of seeing long term profits. However, if you are going to be trading specific events like your NFPs, CPIs, interest rate decisions. There is nothing wrong to say I'm going to fund my account, and whatever I'm funding with is the stop loss or the risk that I'm willing to take on that specific setup. And obviously, if things go my way, then this is my reward. And if things go against me, then this is how much I'm prepared to part ways with. That is a good way of approaching risk management, right? Because you already know how much you're willing to risk, what you're looking to gain out of being in a specific type of a trade. And there's two sides to every coin. You need to know what is the equation if things go your way. You need to know what is the equation if things go against you. Nothing should surprise you.
Okay, so guys, in terms of equations, this is how I'm going to break everything down for you. So in order for you to make money, you need to risk a certain amount of money. Let's say right now you have like 100% account, So you need to firstly risk 5% in order for you to win 20% of your account. That's called 1:4 ratio. So this is how I trade inside the charts. So every time when I lose a trade, that means I have lost 5% of my account. So I also have a trading plan which I guide myself. If I'm going to take a trade, I'm going to also like trade on sessions. Actually, let me ask him about sessions.
Okay.
What do you know and what do you understand about sessions?
Well, I trade the market sessions, so I understand the times that different sessions are applied in the market. The main session that I trade is the New York session, seeing that it has a large amount of volatility and impulse movements during that time. And because I am a technology stock trader, I'm more focused on US markets. So I understand when my chart is moving and what makes my chart move, which is something that I encourage all traders to understand. You need to know your asset and what makes that asset move, and then you'll know which sessions to trade.
What I like about that is that you just mentioned something which people do not dwell much in it.
Okay.
You gotta know what makes the market move.
Correct.
You can't get inside the car then expect the car to move without even knowing or pressing anything that would make the car to move.
Exactly.
So guys, it is important for you to get proper information. Guys, it is also important for you to get at least a mentor, someone who will show you your steps, someone who will correct you if you are wrong, someone who will guide you along your way, someone who will teach you how to drive a car. Actually, when you get inside the charts, you can't just get in and expect profits. You can't just get in and expect big results. You have to say, you need actually to have someone who will be guiding you through your journey. People like Letu, people like other mentors who you can see that they are actually successful in this industry. So I would like to ask him, what is success in terms of trading?
Well, why did we start trading in the first place? It's for financial independence, right? A lot of people might define success as what a person is driving or wearing or where they're living. But the truth is, we started trading because we want to be financially independent and make our own decisions that will impact our financial future. So for me, that is the definition of success. If I'm able to come out and execute my skill in the market, and through that I can have financial independence, then I can say I'm a successful trader. Right now, obviously, there are levels to success when we look at the overall spectrum of what traders are doing. But you as a trader know what you need to do to become successful. You need to be disciplined. You need consistency. You need to compound your gains, and you need to minimize your losses. That is the only way you can see success long term.
Powerful words by Mark Douglas, and actually powerful words by Bob Proctor. What I like about that man, he said, when you start working on your journey, things become to change. You want to know why? Because when you start moving, that's when you start seeing progress in your life. So now I want to go back to the past where like the market started. So guys, we're introducing forex trading in the new term, and we introducing like everything in the new concept right now. So we're calling out each and every trader who's out there who wants knowledge, who wants to have proper direction in this trading industry, and people who want to have consistent results. I mean, when you get inside the market, you can't just expect big profits. big losses, big profits. Obviously, you're going to lose yourself along the way because there is money that is attached and there is also things that you need to maintain as yourself. Imagine if you're going to risk $1,000 account without even knowing what you're doing. Obviously, you're going to get your emotions attached, you're going to get your thoughts actually attached to that money, and immediately when you blow that sorry about that, immediately when you start blowing that account, you're going to lose everything. So brother, can you please explain to me how people can avoid blowing accounts, because this is one of the major things that people are facing currently.
The truth is, in trading, the only way we can learn is to take losses, right?
Yeah.
So it's the painful way, but it's the only way, right? Now, what we need to understand is when you are an infant, there's no ways I can give you an entire plate of solid food to eat. I need to give you small portions. So it's the same thing when you're a beginner in trading. Don't always look for home run trades, big trades. Look to take small portions from the market. And if the market is also taking from you, let it take small portions, because then you can learn from your mistakes and you can come back and grow as a trader. However, if you're going to look in the beginning stages to come out with big results, then you're going to overwhelm yourself and end up being, one of the statistics when it comes to the markets, because we know that majority of traders do lose, but it's not because they don't know how to make a profit. It's because they don't focus on the skills necessary to be a profitable trader. We all know what we have to do. We are all adults. So there's no, surprise when it comes to how you took a loss. You know that you over leveraged, you know that you over risked, you know that you didn't follow your plan, and that's why you took a loss. But the truth is, if you can focus on the skills necessary, those losses can turn into profit.
Whew. Deep words. Deep words. I don't even know where to begin. Like you've touched points where like I think I used to lack, because currently when I see my trading style compared to how I got inside the markets back then,
Sure.
there is a whole lot of difference right now,
Growth.
because obviously
Growth is necessary.
That's something which we are also like looking out for whenever we get inside the charts,
Exactly.
And what I like about trading is that it will also teach you how to listen to other people. There is this book that I was reading. It's called The Disciplined Trader
Okay.
by Mark Douglas.
Yes.
That's like one of the biggest book right now that is
Okay.
running.
For you, psychology wise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that book has taught me how to master my discipline.
Sure.
Whenever we get inside the charts, how you can discipline yourself, because you need to replace bad habits with good habits.
Yeah.
So how can you replace a bad habit with a good one?
Well, it starts with who you are as a person, right?
Yeah.
Like we know if you want to be healthy, you need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing here in the markets. If you want to be a good trader, there are habits that you need to develop, like, for example, being patient and waiting for your setup, like executing the right lot sizes when you enter, and risk management, like knowing when to get out of the position, and also knowing how to manage the position when it's going your way. Like I said, we know what we need to do. The question is, are you disciplined enough to say, I'm going to take the necessary steps, take action, and to make things happen? Because if you don't go to the gym, you can't expect to be fit. It's not possible. So it's the same thing in the markets. If you don't practice discipline, if you don't inspect what you expect and write things down and see where you are going wrong and course correct yourself, how will you become a profitable trader? It won't happen by surprise.
True, because journaling down your data, it's more like recapping on each and everything that you did,
Exactly.
on the last.
Why did you make those decisions?
Yeah.
What could you have done to improve? Yes, you took a loss, but could you have taken a smaller loss? Could you have used a better risk management technique that would have caused you maybe to even make a profit? Those are all the things that you need to ask yourself as a trader. You need to ask yourself a lot of questions before just throwing your money in the market, because we're working very hard for the capital that we earn.
True. So for people who want to get inside the charts, how can you explain trading to them, for people who are new?
So, for a new trader, I would say number one, trading is a skill based activity where we are speculating different assets and trading the value of price. That's why we say the market is full of buyers and sellers, right? So, just like when you go into a street market and you're either going to buy or if you're a seller, you're going to sell, it's exactly the same thing. We are looking for the best deals as traders, where to buy and where to sell, and then we make profit in between the price. So that's the only thing that we should be focused on. We don't need to focus on many things. As traders, we should focus on the things that allow us to be profitable. And that is the skills necessary, the edge, and the discipline to be a long-term profitable trader. For me, at least, that's what really matters.
You know, what I have noticed in the past years is that people get influenced easily by social media.
Of course.
How people wear, what are they driving?
Of course.
People get to sell them dreams.
Yeah.
Like you need to avoid such things if you
Of course.
want to grow as an individual. That is why when you get inside the charts, the market actually defines who you are. Are you a dream chaser? Are you someone who's willing to work and sacrifice sleepless nights, those years? If you're unprofitable, what is it that you're going to do? Everything that you get to be taught by the market, it's actually a lesson because you're sacrificing everything. One thing that I've learned is that there is never something for nothing.
Exactly.
This is how the market works. So when you start changing your energy inside the market, everything will eventually change because you're now forgetting your end goal. Guys, you need to remember your end goal because when you get inside the charts, you need to write down those goals and you are the one who actually needs to change everything when you get inside the market. Because when you get inside the market, you are looking for that one opportunity, and opportunity doesn't even like come so many times inside the market. You just have to wait, be patient, wait for that setup, for that session to come through, then you have to execute. If the market goes into your direction, that means you'll be able to capitalize. But if the market doesn't go in your favor, you have to manage your risk properly, and that's when you get to master each and everything that's inside the market.
True.
Profits are also something which we get to see at the end. That's like an end product.
Exactly.
That is why we say profits. Money is just the end product. That is why when you start attracting everything, that's when money comes to you. So in terms of law of attraction, do you know anything about law of attraction?
Of course.
What is it that you can explain to us about law of attraction?
Well, the main thing for me when I look at the law of attraction, I look at the fact that I'm able to bring good things into my life or bad things based on the energy that I emit as a person, but also the people I surround myself with are also going to affect me to either be influenced in a good way or a bad way, right? So when we look at social media, for example, another person might look at another trader or someone successful driving a nice car and be inspired and go and work hard so that they can have that reality. And then another person might compare themselves to that person and say, because they're doing 1, 2, and 3, I should also be doing 1, 2, and 3, which might be their downfall because what works for you might not work for the next person. What works for the next person might not work for you. But what you should understand is, as people, we are influencing each other, we are affecting each other as to the energies that we're giving, and if I'm bringing you positive energy and you bringing me positive energy, we can learn from each other, then there's growth in, right? But you should never compare yourself. Good book says comparison is the thief of joy. So if you see someone doing well, clap for them and, be excited, be inspired by them, but don't compare yourself to them because that would be your downfall.
It is true when they say, when you envy someone's plate, you're also going to steal what's on their plate, and it will never last when it comes to your plate.
And you're also going to forget what's on your plate, right? You're going to leave your food. So we were taught at school that you keep your eyes on your own paper.
Oh, so that you might not copy everything that's on the other side, And actually, today's podcast is all about telling people how they can change their lives, without selling them dreams, but with educating them with proper information,
Sure.
So, in terms of education, what is it that HF Markets s- provides to people who are like beginners, people who wants to enhance their skills?
Sure. So we provide a lot of product services to our clients overall, from trading sessions, seminars, webinars, and overall a community that believes in education is what we promote at HFM. So we have live trading sessions, which I host on a daily basis on our social media platforms. We have a mobile team, which is traveling all over Africa, South Africa, teaching people about the concepts of trading. We do big events as well. And, overall, we just believe that if you plug into a community that believes and prioritizes education, then you can learn the right skills that will work for you, right? We don't believe in codependence or you waiting for someone to tell you what to do, because then you're going to depend on that person forever. But if you can learn the skills for yourself and make independent decisions, that's when you can really see good results in terms of our industry.
So, in terms of independency, how can you identify if someone is independent in terms of them taking proper decisions for?
Well, someone who's independent, they're not going to wait for someone to tell them what to do. Number one, they already know what they're looking for and what to do, which action steps to take. Okay. Number two, they're not easily influenced as well, right? So when they see, for example, other people over leveraging for NFP or making big profits, they're not gonna, get FOMO and now doing the same thing. They're gonna be disciplined in the way that they approach the markets and how they approach their overall growth, because that's what an independent thinker is. It's someone who understands what they need to do and they focus on that. You don't look at the next person. You don't worry about how much the other person is making. Look, me, I've got a lot of people in this industry that are making a lot more money than me, and I'm very happy for them. However, I would not just switch my process and follow their process because they're making more money than me. I don't believe in that. I believe my journey is my own, and I will take on whatever process and steps that I need to take to get to the levels I need to go to. I'm not going to compare myself by, basically saying because you're trading gold and you're making so much, now I'm going to switch from my strategy and trade your strategy. That's just, someone who's codependent. But if you are independent, then you already know what you need to do, where you are right now, and how you can scale up in your journey.
Guys, there is a lot that you actually going to learn, because when we get inside details, we are not speculating things based on selling dreams to you or us giving you information in return of something. We're giving you knowledge for free so that you can also come and ask any questions that you would like to know, any question that is based on the forex trading markets. Being independent, actually, it's something which it's a huge part, because when you start taking your journey alone, things become different. You're no
Of
longer
course.
seeing the society how they move. Each and every Friday everyone is going to drink. Your mindset shifts.
Yeah.
And each and everything that you do, it becomes you. You now start identifying who you are. I mean, like, remember when I was in high school, like, I would like give this example, like, I had like some friends, a couple of friends where like would misbehave in the school,
Sure.
like do bad decisions. And there was this other teacher that she didn't even like us. I
Okay.
wouldn't say that name, but she didn't even like how we would like corrupt everything. So she approached me and she asked me, she was like, okay, what is it that you want to get in return in terms of you finishing high school with your
Okay.
friends? I didn't have the answer at that moment,
Yeah.
because it struck upon me to a point where, like, I had to rethink my actions.
Exactly.
I had to rethink each and everything that I do right now. If I'm doing a certain thing, is it going to benefit me in the next coming running years?
Exactly.
And then that's when I got inside the markets. Eventually I got inside because of I saw the lifestyle. But after I saw that people are selling dreams, people are making money out of people's tears, it broke my heart to people who are investing their last monies in return of something, but they never get anything in return.
Yeah.
So I started learning everything. I started having sleepless nights. And look at me today. I'm not making big profits, but I can guarantee you that I'm making consistent profits on each and everything that I do. And
Exactly.
what you put inside yourself, it's what the world's going to show you outside.
True.
It's true when they say the positive energy that you bring outside yourself, it's the one that's going to come out into the world. That's how the nature works. So, guys, I would like to say welcome to the BBC channel where we have teamed up with HF Markets. We're going to be teaching you guys how you can master your psychology, how you guys are going to analyze the market. There are seminars which are being hosted every Friday. Come along, classes are free. You don't have to pay for any seminars. You don't have to pay for any courses. All you have to do is to bring yourself, your notepad, your phone, if you want to trade along with us, so that you can also grab something and get to be educated by proper and professional people in this industry. I would like to say thanks to everyone who has been with us from day one until today. And I would like to say thank you, Mr. Letu, for your time and
Awesome, brother.
for giving us this opportunity to present to you guys that anything it is possible if you put out the energy, if you put out the proper energy into yourself, invest in yourself so that you can see yourself achieving things tomorrow. Hi guys, it's your boy Kamkholo Mashao. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Cheers.